So basically, black magic is just a low frequency thought that resides in a person, in a being, because of lack of something. Let us say I have a sibling who is probably jealous of me, and once the moment the jealousy is triggered, it triggers greed, and once greed is triggered, the thought of greed towards me contaminates my being, and that thought of greed in that sibling compounds over a period of time, because the sibling is not operating from a space of love, and it happens so that that greed takes that person to whichever depth to make him realize that it is not going to work this way. It's only for the person to realize that it's not going to work this way. And moreover, let us say most of the black magic that is right now currently run is only out of these emotions of jealousy, greed, lack, and revenge, hate, anger, all the low frequency emotions basically. So let us say I have a piece of land which first of all does not belong to me, nor my father, nor my opponent, or not anybody else in this world. It belongs to earth. We ourselves belong to earth. Okay, this body, by the end of it, when I'm going to die, is going to go back to earth, and it's not going to remain. It's a very basic level understanding of life and death. Okay, how much ever you try to amass, how much ever you try to harness out of this place,
you came from earth, you'll go back to earth.
Yes, you came from earth, and everything that we are using, including this machine, these roads, these trees, these food that we eat, everything belongs to earth. Nothing belongs to your soul as such. Okay, but your soul belongs to you, right? You as in not even
In fact,
this body.
The body belongs to the soul.
The body belongs to the soul, exactly, right? The body, the soul is the operator of this body. Okay, so when I am a transitional being, meaning transitional soul, using this body currently, eventually I can transition into another body. Basically, what am I here for in this plane? I am trying to learn how the creation works, and this is the hardest space to probably learn creation. That's what they say. But on the contrary, I believe that this is the easiest place to learn creation, because the structures are so placed correctly. But once you start seeing, you can never unsee it, because your mind, the way this brain maps situations, once you start becoming you can train your brain to be any which way. So it's like this body is a great machine that is been given for us to use. So let us say this body at some point in time exchanges energy with a greed or a jealousy. It happens to house it for a long time, and it compounds only for you to wither it off. It's like wearing a piece of clothing. I'm wearing greed for probably 10 years. The greed itself is like grown to a very massive entity. It has to see liberation somewhere. It has to die somewhere. So whenever a person is intending a black thought or a black magic or a black love towards anybody, in order because of his fears, like let us say this is my only chance to become rich. If I don't capture this person's life, or if I don't bring a break to his happiness, let's say this other person that we are talking about has a very happy family, and the black magic is done in regards with cutting off the family structure itself, which is the strongest foundation that one can have. So let us say that is the target, So by the end of it, this person is not realizing one thing, that karma is superpowering everything. Okay, your actions, what goes around comes around, is a very baseline in this universal energy movement structure. Okay, wherever you start, you will come back to the same place. That is the cycle of life. That is how reincarnation works. Everything works in that order itself. So when you are going to target a black magic energy into somebody else's life, you have to also realize that you are bringing that energy into your life. And the people who, see, basically what happens, I am just a village guy, I'm sitting at my home, I have rage, revenge, greed, all of this I have. I will go to, I want to take revenge on somebody, but I'm not capable of doing it. But my thoughts are so consumed that I am so consumed with it that I will, what do you say? I want to do something. I want to do something, but I don't have tools. So whom will he first approach? He will go to the smallest astrologer or the smallest village god wala pujari. Okay, the priest. Okay. If that priest comes to the realization that if he triggers this action, not only is he going to, bring himself down, and he will also bring the entire people involved also down.
But
If
we told a different story, by that person.
exactly, that is where the priest should really connect to the top to assess
And what is the truth?
what is the truth exactly, because everybody has the power to realize the truth. Everybody's inner voice and inner heart guides them only to the truth, and it is always a yes or no answer. And in fact, if he humbly asks the village god itself before overpowering and commanding, the village god will herself or say that this person is not right. It will happen. First of all, the priest should become a person of purity. The priest's job is a very, very divine job, which has become very filthy at the moment. It's like no offense, but the Brahmins have become the Shudras and the Shudras have become the Brahmins. It's in order of the Brahmins were such intellect beings. If you even retrace our history and everything, that and it was only based on profession. It was not based on how you look or what is your practice or whatever it is. And the practices were also very pious at that point in time, where a Brahmin would not interact his energy with the other beings who work in other orders, and everybody had an equal respectful status or in the society. There was no poor or rich. There was all equal, and it was only based out on what is the capability of a wisdom. And also, if you can dedicatedly, even if you are born in a family which is of a low order, if you decide based on your deeds to go up in the cycle of life, you would actually end up becoming a Brahmin. Like however Buddha said that you're not born a Brahmin, based on your deeds you become a Brahmin.
Yeah.
Right? So basically that statement is very, very powerful. So in that order, the guys who are really fueling the whole black magic or the tantric way or the mantra, the mantra, whatever they do, the homas and whatever it is, if they really, really assess and accept that they are also equally powerful to be able to access God themselves, and the God not in the idol, not in anything. You can use the idols, but don't get stuck on the idols, and don't get stuck on, when I mean idols, don't get stuck on those energies, because everybody, like for example, if I be a Vishnu Bhakta all my life, I will eventually end up in Vaikuntha. Okay, if I be a Shiva Bhakta all my life, one of the nights is Shivaratri and I can go visit Shiva in his abode, right? The thing is that Shiva, Vishnu and Maheshwara, all the three of them, as far as I have noticed, whatever we have access to in the materialistic realm or the physical realm or the matrix structure are themselves a reflection of a contamination, because this is a very in-depth chapter which I would like to talk about a little later. Right now, my only thing is about black magic is something, the doers, the guys who have the power to manipulate energy, the guys who have the power to work with energy forms, please do not indulge in fueling a negative energy to activate, because it is spawning and becoming a huge circle of cluster which is going to consume, and it is a devastating thing. It's almost like a nuclear weapon. The moment you charge it, it will compound, and it will reach a space of collapse. And that is not the path one needs to take based on menial energy forms or emotions of greed, anger, etc. By the end of it, the greed came to you so that you can fuel more love within yourself for yourself, so that you can buy the next piece of land and grow like a king. It came to you because you can see the happy family that exists across you, or your brother's life, or your cousin's life, or whatever it is, so that you can also learn to be that kind of love and maintain that family structure that you can have. By the end of it, I want to say that black magic fuels so much pain in a being. There are people who are so helpless, and they really don't know what is happening to them, and they have only the path of surrender and suffering rather than anything else. Yes, first of all, it is truly a karmic act that one gets trapped in that cycle of black magic, but it is also sometimes it is an act of force, that somebody else's wants, somebody else's lack triggers an interference in somebody else's life. So this usage of force is something that we need to really not fuel. And if everybody can really think before they work with energies as to directing them or using them or harnessing them, if everybody can just sit and look within, first of all, deeply cleanse yourself. If there is any emotion other than love for somebody else outside of you, that means that you are not in the right path. Whether the person is really coming and harming you also, of course you can have your boundaries, because love brings boundaries. The moment you love yourself enough, you will create enough boundary that those energies do not come into your space. And those boundary walls are so strong, so powerful, that it cannot allow another frequency to come at all.